Jaden Show, and here's your host, Jaden Cornelious. It's Sunday, it's time for the Jaden Show. I am Jaden. How are you guys doing? Are you having a lovely week? How's it all going where you are? Please keep in touch. Let me know how things are going because I'm a nosy sod and I want to know what's going on in your life. Today I've got a really great show for you. I'm going all the way to Los Angeles in Estados Unidos, in the United States of America, to meet a phenomenal jazz fusion guitarist. His name is Joe Calderon, and you will get to hear me chat to him in just a few minutes. But before I do, let's go and see some of this guy's work. Enjoy this. let's go and meet this week's very special guest. Joe Calderon, bienvenido a the Jaden Show. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, Jaden. How are you, man? I'm doing fine.
I'm great. You're looking well, dude.
Bienvenido. I like that. Yeah.
Bienvenido a mi show.
Yeah.
That's the only Spanish you're going to hear from me, to be fair. Like I'm still learning, and this is my English. So how you doing?
That one just worked. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where's the bathroom?
Sí. Yo quiero dos cervezas, por favor. That's all you need to know, right?
Okay.
So where in this wonderful world are you hailing from at the moment?
I am right now in California, in a little place called El Sereno, in the United States, of course, and it's in East Los Angeles, right? Only a few hip hop blocks away from Hollywood, downtown Los Angeles, and little areas of around that. So this is actually my stomping grounds when I grew up. I was born and raised up here.
Wow, cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you not have the desire to fly to other parts, or always found everything you've wanted there?
That's crazy you asked that, because I always wanted to live in New York, but it's like I ended up going to New York quite a bit with some acts back when I was touring a lot. Okay. And then I ended up in China. I ended up in your neck of the woods.
Oh, you've been to London? Fantastic.
Yes, and I have some relatives in Bristol.
Okay, cool. Southwest. I used to work there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And I like that town. And I've been pretty much all around the world, which I've got to taste places that I like, and how I would like to. There's no such thing as retiring, but for a musician. But if I had to, there's some spots out there in Europe that I really like. But in the long run, I bounced around there and I came right back home here, and I got everything I need here.
There's always something that just drags us back, right? At some point.
Yeah.
Umbilical cord, I think.
Yeah.
So you're a jazz guitarist. Has this always been your roots? Has this always been your flavor? Have you always been doing kind of jazz Latin fusion music, or how did it start? Tell us a bit more about that.
No, I definitely, of course, I started listening to Jimi Hendrix, Santana, Jeff Beck. Those are the records that were being played around my neighborhood, my family, I should say.
Amazing musician.
I had older sisters that would play all that stuff. So that to me, I love that. And of course, growing up in a Latin family, my mom and dad would have Spanish records, and my mom had some flamenco albums, and so I got got a little bit of everything in there. But I love jazz. I wouldn't say like Joe Pass or any of that style, but I love listening to those guys. I love learning from them, and I just incorporated it all into what I am now. And I call myself a guitarist playing at the moment, maybe jazz, or guitarist at the moment playing Latin. Okay, but I'm a guitar player all the way around. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, where are your roots? Are they from Spain? Are they from South America? From Mexico? Whereabouts are your family heritage?
Well, my mom and dad were from Guadalajara.
Okay.
Well, my dad is from here, Colorado, but my mom was born in Colorado. My mom's from Guadalajara. So I haven't done any DNA, not DNA, but those
the tests.
Those tests. I'm really curious to see if because I know in Spain there's a Calderon de la Barca, which was a person up there. Now I don't know if he was someone of a positive or a negative type of person. Could have
was a slayer or something. Maybe let sleeping dogs lie, as we say in Britain. Maybe not check that out.
Could have been a thug for all I know. No, but I don't know. So as far as I go back thinking about it, I just remember Guadalajara and going back there and visiting family.
Wow, cool. The good old Mexico roots.
Oh yeah.
Lovely, man. Super lovely. When was the last time you were here?
In Mexico?
Yeah.
Let's see, about 3 years ago. I went to Guadalajara. I went to where did we go? Guanajuato.
Okay.
And then some other spots, in town.
Did you get involved in the music here, like in mariachi or banda or?
No, really. I never got involved in that or showed interest in it. I did tour with a lot of Latin artists though, but they weren't that type of artists. They were more like ballads and pop singers and that type of stuff. But the banda stuff, no, I don't look too good in those boots. And that hat.
Yeah, I look like I'm going to go and collect milk or something. It's really not a good look for me.
I'll stick with the beanie cap.
You got your beanie. Yeah, I'll stick with just. It's not where I am, so I can't wear a hat here. To be fair, so you were listening to Jimi Hendrix, all these great musicians. How did you decide that music was something you wanted to do professionally? That wasn't just a joy or a hobby. That you go and work for a bank Monday to Friday, but you want to do something a little bit more heavy into music.
That's a tough one because that one I remember just being around music all my life. My uncles played and they always got together. Actually, one of my uncles had a record out in Mexico with the trio, kind of like Los Panchos, that type of style.
Okay, cool.
The ballad, romantic ballads, and then family would get together, and I would always hear my uncles playing, but I always just felt like that's what I wanted to do, just play the guitar, and plus, or I should say, play music, play any instrument that would create music.
Yeah.
And so then I as a kid, I think there were some photos of me that my parents showed me where I was like, must have been about 5 or 6, in the streets next to just a little with the sombrero. There you go, my first mariachi outfit.
Wow, cool.
With a little kid, with one of those little guitars that you can buy like right, at the border. Plastic guitars. and then after that, I just kept on. I just started playing. In my I got a guitar, an acoustic guitar. They got me an acoustic guitar, and I just kept on playing it, and I just never put it down.
Wow!
It just became part of my life. I said, "This is what I'm going to do." Good or financially good or bad, I'm going to stick to it. I'm doing this because it just feels right.
Wow, amazing, man.
So I always say music chose me, and I had nothing to do with choosing music. It chose me.
You were lumbered with it. You had no choice, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It twisted my arm.
Literally, around the
neck.
So, what has been like the highlights of your career? What have been the most fun parts, the most interesting, the most kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this moments?
I would say, as far as like in venues, I got to play Madison Square Gardens for a sold out show with this Latin artist. Then I also, when I was touring, I was with like some other bands there was one group that was fun to play with. They were from Argentina. And they were like the Rolling Stones of Argentina, and just about the same age too. But they sold out shows. I mean, with just the bus going down the street and everybody just riding on the side of the cars and their mopeds and with police escort. Wow. But that was pretty fun. I mean, that was exciting. And you go out there and play like the sold out theater. I mean, stadium. And it was fun. That was rock and roll stuff. Yeah. And also little intimate jazz clubs where I'm just playing and like moments where you just cool moments are like I'm playing and I'll close my eyes and I'll just get into the moment and then I'll stop playing and then you just hear like the audience go and it wakes me up and it just scares the crap out of me. Oh man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I've had a few of those moments, and they give you chills right up, all the way up your back of your neck.
Well, you just get lost. It's like an out-of-body experience, right? The music just takes over at some point.
Of course.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. So have you released albums and CDs? And
yes, I have a couple albums out. I have one with the Warrior Records, a label I just hooked up with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just, but I've been with for a while.
Yeah.
And it was We'll Be Together Again, that one. And that one, it's cool. Has a lot of acoustic guitar in it. That was the theme, but kind of with the jazz element to it. And then after that one, Cup of Joe is my latest.
Mm-hmm.
That's I called that one. It's a play on words, I guess. Joe, Cup of Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I now that I look at it, I go, Cup of Joe. God, it sounds almost like a relaxing album. Like, have a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
no, it has nothing to do with that. You first song just starts selling with electric guitar, and then a couple other ones just screaming guitar. So
yeah, it's not coffee time with that album.
That's a high octane cup of coffee.
Sweet, man. So what are your plans for the future? What are you doing at the moment, and what is going to be happening in your musical life?
Oh, I'm going to continue to write music, being that I do that a lot too. I'm a songwriter, producer, so I'll produce records, produce my other records, and I'm working on my new record right now at the moment. So I'm gathering all the stuff together, all the pre-production, and go in there and get ready to do that. If I had my way, I'd love to have a record come out every month. but that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, these days, it used to be like back in the 80s and 90s, you'd spend years working on an album and everything would get rejected and then re-rejected and then accepted, then rejected. And now with the technologies that we have, you actually pretty much can put out an album a week if you wanted to be fair.
That's so true, huh? You can
There's always something for everyone.
Put a single out every other day or something.
Yeah. Why not? If you've got something, something that's from your heart, something that's creative, why not share it?
Yeah, I have a lot to say, so I think I'll get it all out with my music.
Yeah. Well, where can people find you? If people want to find you on social media, where can they look for you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is can I do a plug?
Yeah. I want you to plug it all, dude. Plug it all.
Ta-da! Okay. www.calderonius.com.
Sounds like a Roman gladiator.
That name. The Emperor.
Yeah, Emperor Calderonius. Absolutely. Sorry, my bad.
A friend of mine, he called me that one time. He called me Calderonius Punk or Calderonius Monk. Yeah, they're Calderonius Monk, because he was just goofing with names, and he just stuck with me. I go, that is so cool, because there's like tons of Joe Calderons out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all these imposters. I'm the real one.
Yeah, see, there's only one like you.
There's only one Calderon. No, so I said, that name might help me just to kind of split out from other.
Set yourself apart from the others.
Yeah, just a bit. So I went with that name. I borrowed it. I gotta always thank that guy when I see him. But like I said, that's Calderonius, and that's my website. And that you go to my website, they'll send you to all the links as far as Spotify,
sweet.
Any playlist where it's being sold. It's also on there. I think if I look. There's the write-up on some magazine that came up and did a write-up on the record. A couple of videos of me it's playing too.
Cool.
I've been lazy, and I should get off my tush and just start putting more content on it.
It's difficult because you get lost in the creativity, and I know as an artist as well. Like when I was a pop star in the 90s, you were just an artist. You didn't do anything else. You just sang and performed. That was it. And now, because I'm kind of doing the things that I like to do, but I'm doing it on my own, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't put anything on my Facebook for 3 days. Oh shit, I haven't tweeted for 2 hours. Oh my, and how it's become like it's like a technical, and I'm so not technical on any level. Like I'm a little bit of a thick to be fair, so I really can't grasp technical stuff that well. So for me, that side of it is actually a pain in the arse chore, whereas going out and singing or writing or recording, it's like I should be doing. I shouldn't be having to like tweet and try and work out how to do a TikTok video. Oh my goodness, man!
I have to take a half a day off just to upload videos and put stuff on Instagram. And then by then it's like, oh man, I don't want to do this. I just want to play my guitar.
Yeah, and by that time it's too late and you're too tired. You can't be bothered to be creative.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
so I'll go days without going to Instagram, and I'll post something and then come back after. And that's a tough one.
Yeah, where's the balance, right?
We have to wear a lot of hats nowadays.
Yeah,
that is
manager, roadie, artist, PR company, the lot.
Fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you have to be your one.
Yeah, because my mum's gone part time with that shit now. To be fair, even she's like, "No, Jaden, I love you, son, but you know you're gonna have to do this one. I can't be bothered."
Yeah, I don't have time.
Yeah, it's just me and the dogs at sometimes. But are you enjoying the process of you? Do you feel that you're doing the things that edify you and the things that bring you passion?
Yes.
You don't feel disappointed or no regrets for the things that you've done, or
no, not at all. I love waking up in the morning and saying, okay, man, what am I doing today? Okay, I'm going to practice, and then maybe I'll do some songwriting, and then I'm going to do a gig, and then come back and I'll practice some more, because maybe I wasn't happy with what I did. Okay. So or start recording. It's a 24-hour process.
Yeah, completely.
And it's great because where I'm at, I have support all around me where I could just record all day and make noise all day. But then you got to think, okay, I got to pay the bills. Mm-hmm. So you got to go to gigs. And then so you have to learn songs and get to the gig. And this is Los Angeles, so it took you a couple hours to get 5 miles.
Wow, okay.
Not traffic like where you're at. Yeah, I'm sure there's not much.
I get stuck behind a pelican. Is really difficult.
Oh, damn those pelicans!
They get in the way and they never got to move when you bib as well. Well, I'm quite lucky. Although, but to be fair, like even that in its beauty, like I said, if I want to upload a Jaden show, it can take me 3 days to upload it because I live in the jungle. So I've got a little plate. I've got a little plate on a pole on top of my house, and that's my internet. So so when I was living in London, I could upload something in like literally 30 minutes max.
Yeah.
Now it's taking me 3 days, and it means I have to sacrifice my Netflix viewing because I can't have Netflix on at the same time. But it's good. It just is what it is. It's part of the experience. And like I said, like with you, I don't regret. I'm doing the things that I love. I'm meeting great people. I'm really lucky. How did COVID affect your work? I mean, obviously COVID affected your work because no gigs, right? But are things starting to...
I was lucky back. I have some clients that are around the world that I was able to work, still do some records.
Sweet.
From out of my studio at home. And the only thing I wasn't able to perform live, but I took advantage of that and worked on the record and finished up the record.
Amazing.
And of course, practice a lot more and saying, hey man, this practicing stuff works good. I'm getting better. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that's quite amazing. The fact, like you've been, an amazing artist for so long and you're still getting better. That's pretty cool, right?
Oh, I learn every day. I would definitely not shut out my brain my brain needs food every day. And that's music. Mm-hmm. Got to feed that brain or else you'll be grumpy and hard to live with.
Who do you listen to now? Like, are there any kind of like, obviously I'm a bit of an oldie, so I'm like, who are the up and coming youngsters that you listen to now? Like, who inspires you in today's music scene?
Oh, wow.
Or do you not? Are you true to your kind of the people that inspired you back in the day, like Santana and people like this?
Well, I am true to. I look at like Hendrix and Jeff Beck when I was growing up, and McLaughlin and Schofield, all the fusion guys. And I pretty much I'll pull those albums out because there's a lot of young guys out there now, but there's so many guys out there that the only inspiration. Sometimes my inspiration is just turning everything off, going for a hike. Mm-hmm. Clearing the head and coming back and going, yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
And that to me, sometimes silence is a beautiful orchestra or a symphony, I should say.
No, completely.
No, because there's no there's a lot of young guys out there now that I'll listen to for a little bit, but I don't follow anybody or or find that they inspire me the way the old guys did.
Do you find it's a little bit more like conveyor belt talent? I mean, some amazing talented people, but everyone on some level starts to sound a bit the same.
Well, I would agree on the starting to sound the same. If everyone went to the same teacher, then they all learn and sound like the teacher, you know. But I find it with the music that really grabs me is the stuff that can really say something.
Yeah.
And in order for someone to say something with substance and history in it, you got to live it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's going almost like back to the blues guitar players. I mean, they lived it. When they played one single note, B.B. King, one of those guys, you can feel oh, wow, there's something there.
Yeah.
And the jazz guys that I like listening to, the older guys, they always had something to say. I mean, there was a different lifestyle, different things going on at the time too. But that's, you know, I love reading about those history and what these guys had to go through, and nowadays it's like, man, there's some incredible players out there and they're 3 years old, and it's like, okay, but what can a 3-year-old say, you know, besides just mimic whatever he hears? So, I mean, I don't knock it. I mean, it's more power to all this young generation that have the access to YouTube and to listen to the masters and learn from them. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess I would be in the same boat if that was going on when I was growing up.
Yeah. So
but for us, John, you want to hear somebody, you have to borrow some money and go to a concert, you know, or sneak in, one or the other.
And it's temporal. You've got that 1 hour and a half to pick up whatever you can, because when you get home, you can't just go and Google them and find out more live gigs and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When I was becoming famous in the 90s, like if you wanted people in Leeds in England to hear you, you had to slog it 7 hours to Leeds, do a 3-song PA in a really shitty nightclub where everyone was probably drunk or eat off their face, and they wouldn't remember you anyway. But you still had to do it just in case that one person from Leeds, because you hadn't broken that city yet. And then you had to go back because the DJ liked you, so invited you back. So now 3 people know of you. And you had to do the work. I mean, you were just, you know, working man's clubs, gigs, schools, radios, TVs, every day of the week for years consistently, because that was the only way to get your craft out there. Whereas now, I can record a song and someone's downloading it in Ethiopia, and I've just gone for a wee. You know, like, how did this happen? It's completely, and in some ways it's amazing, but in some ways we've lost that authenticity of how we speak through our craft. Like you said, it's just become, I can do this because I've copied this, and I'm still bloody talented because I couldn't pick up a guitar and play it on any level, you know. But it's more. I don't even want to say the word fake. It isn't fake. It's more, like I said, conveyor belt now. You know, you know.
No, it's like, and nowadays you have to say everything in 15 seconds, or your audience is bored.
Yeah, completely.
And if that's some audience, not all audience, because there's still a lot of people that love records. I still, you know, like me, I still love pulling out an album and then just filling it into my hands. Maybe get a paper cut off it, on the edges there, you know. Yeah. Pulling the sleeve out, looking at the back, and the days
smell. The smell of a vinyl is just like, this takes me back, man.
The old vinyl. Yeah. But you know that and then also what I miss is like looking at an album, reading what the album says, and then thinking, what would that person be like? You know, if you got to meet him. Mm-hmm. Now you hear the song and you can see his whole history.
Yeah.
You can see him eating dinner. You can see, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
They just popped that bubble, man.
Yeah, exactly. And he's doing a reality TV show, so you can physically see everything that he's doing now. So, because that's the only way to get, you know, he's appearing on the Kardashians or something, or that's the only way you can.
But again, I'm only speaking for myself. I mean,
that's for a different generation. That's exactly that was out. You know, that's what we brought to the table. But you can be an overnight. If I was to become hugely famous tomorrow, I'll still be an overnight success because my Jaden show has only been going for 3 or 4 months. But I've been an artist for over 30 years, so I've actually been doing it for over 30 years. But I'll still be an overnight success.
Over 300 night success. That's so true. Because people are only going to see what the media wants to put out for you.
Absolutely.
And it's like if one of my songs all of a sudden got big, it's like, all right, this guy just came out with this song, a new guy in town.
There was, I think, I remember hearing a story about Paul McCartney working with Rihanna and Kanye, I think, on a track. And I know because there were a lot of the millennials were like, that British singer, who's that new guy that's just started singing with Rihanna, Paul something or other. It's like, oh my God. He's like one of the gods of music. Like, this is Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney. But no, that new English bloke, he's a bit old to be a star, but it's really quite good.
He sings pretty good, man.
He's all right. He probably give it a couple of lessons, but the boy's got something.
He might become something.
Right. An overnight success, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, right. Crazy, man. And the joys and the experience of seeing the both worlds, right?
Yeah.
To be living with information we've received, and applying it to what we do today.
True.
So what's 2022 hold for Mr. JC? I'm JC as well, Jaden Cornelious, but I mean you.
Hey, JC. So. I like that. This year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm finishing up my new record.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still writing a bunch of stuff, and hopefully getting some stuff on some licensing and synced up on
nice, man.
Through some connections there, and just waking up every morning and trying to stay healthy, because you never know when your birth certificate's going to expire, right? There's no renewing that one.
You don't think of that when you're in your 20s and 30s. You're going to live forever, right? And then all of a sudden, like, shit, when's my time on that list?
Yeah.
It's like, you start. I'm feeling. I mean, I'm 49, but I've just really this last year I've just been kind of like, oh my God, like, I really do feel like that I'm already way over halfway. So, it's like, oh my God, it's just getting up and being mindful, right? Living in that moment. What can I do that brings me joy today? Whether it's music or whether it's, chatting to amazing people like yourself, or whether it's just sitting in my garden in the jungle with my dogs,
But yeah, that's the signs of a successful musician.
Yeah.
You're surviving and
being happy in that moment.
Exactly. Because I'll think about it sometimes because, our brains always want to go to that dark place. And then I'll say, wait a minute, I've been doing this for how long? Okay, well, so I don't have all the finance money in the world, but you know what? I wake up every morning and I'm still doing what I love to do.
Absolutely.
And I have a roof over my head. So that's a little bit, we're doing something right.
And thank God you're still sharing the stuff that you love to do with us, because you're an amazingly talented man.
Well, thank you.
I'm very excited about what's going to be coming out, your new albums. And before this interview, we saw one of your videos, and we're going to see another one in a minute. But thank you so much for being part of my show. I hope you'll come back again and talk to us when your next release is available, because that would be lovely. Okay,
I'll look you up when I go to Cancun.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll look for the little cabin with the little beacon on top or something like that.
That'd be me.
And the British flag in the
British accent, absolutely. Absolutely. No, definitely. We'll have to, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to collaborate on something in the future. It would be great.
Oh, that'd be beautiful, yeah.
That would be super, super cool. So
always.
We should put that in a plan, I feel. And children at home, thank you so much for watching. Underneath here, you would have seen where you can see Joe, where you can find him, where you can follow him, where you can support his work. Make sure you do. Tell everyone. Share everything. And even the people you don't like, share as well, because they might like you after you've shared his wonderful guitar playing. Just saying. Okay. Joe, thank you so much for being part of my show.
Oh, Jason, it was my pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, mate. Absolute wonderful. And I'm looking forward to hearing more news from the stable and what's coming out. In good old LA, right?
Los Angeles.
Yeah. Good old
Yeah.
it'd be wonderful. And we'll definitely catch up again soon.
Okay. Take care, my friend.
Joe Calderon, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
See you later, my
Bye.
friend. Bye-bye. How super cool is that, man? I hope you have followed and shared and liked the links that you've seen running across throughout the interview. And I hope you support this guy. He's a really, really great and talented musician. And it'll be amazing for you guys to support him and keep in touch with everything that's going on in this man's life. I am having such a good show, but I feel like I'm quite chilled at the moment. I feel quite relaxed. Chatting to Joe was like I just needed a cup of tea and some cookies, some biscuits. And now I feel like I just want to relax. So let's go and just spend a little bit of time with my friend Juan Lee Stewart for some meditation and some wellness advice. Let's go and check him out.
Your friend called Jay Lee here talking to you about how we can better our life every day, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And one of those beautiful, wonderful exercise or things that we can do and every day is yoga and meditation. Yoga and meditation has been carried for millenniums, helping humanity to not only reconnect with itself, but also with the Creator, with peace, with wonderfulness, with wonderness. So if we want to better our life, our health, physical and emotional, spiritual, so then we must increment yoga, meditation, and other forms of mental, emotional, spiritual exercise. So we're gonna go now and do some of the exercises that are amazing for beginners that can help you to slowly start introducing yourself to yoga, meditation, stretching, and so on. Thank you. Now follow us so we can do some yoga. The steps to follow are simple. Inhale and exhale. Follow and let the music vibrate your brain, your muscle fibers. Enjoy and concentrate how wonderful your body feels. How slowly your mind, your soul start falling together. It feels great. Inhale deep through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, nice and slow. Always full stretch your body to its full capacity. Make sure you feel comfortable. It should not hurt. It should feel good. Let go your mind. Enjoy the present. Live the moment. Feel your heartbeat. Hear the sound of your blood running through your body. Inhale through your nose. Nice, slow, deep. Hold your breath. Slowly let go. Exhale through your mouth Control the exhale. Relax. Feel how great your body, your soul, your mind are feeling. Allow your body, your muscles, your skeleton, your joints. Let your brain relax. Your body is magical. It's capable of the impossibles. You're a strong being. You're physical. You're strong. You're spiritual. You're magical. Inhale. Exhale. Take the time. Feel the moment. Enjoy the present. Let the music guide you. Be conscious. Be aware. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how you feel so much better, more relaxed, more calm. You feel glad, content, fulfilled. Take your time. Inhale. Well, that's what we have today for a class of yoga. I want to recommend you to do it 2 to 3 times a day, at least every day as possible. Thank you so much. I hope I see you next time. And remember, namaste. I hope you enjoyed some of the exercise that we did today. This is an introduction of the wonderfulness that we can do with yoga, meditation, stretching, so we can better our life overall. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So practice this by yourself, with your family, with your friends, especially out there in nature, where we can get even more great the benefits coming from our soil, from our sun, from water, from everything that we touch and that is nature. So I hope you take this advice and start doing it, and you will see how your life changed completely. Well, thank you. See you next time. And remember, namaste.
What a super chilled and lovely show. I'm really enjoyed today. It's been really, really nice. I hope you have too. We're not going to finish just yet because I just think I just need that little bit more of Joe Calderon before this day is over. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends to subscribe. Please share. Please like. Please comment. It's always, always great to hear from you. And please come and join me again next Sunday for another wonderful edition of The Jaden Show. Take good care of yourselves. Catch you later. This is the last song by Joe Calderon.